All right, folks, we are back at it again. Eric here, traveling trading, 30 days, 30 trades. We about to get into this recap segment here. It is Friday, December 20th, 2024, and we're going to wrap up where we're at so far with these 30 days and 30 trades. Before we get into this, guys, make sure you're commenting, liking, and subscribing, all that good stuff here. Follow along with me on this journey to our next 30 days and 30 trades, and hopefully you make some money with us. All right. So to kind of recap again, the rules, how it all plays out, what we're doing here. Basically, 30 days, 30 trades from the start date of December this month. Right now, we are about 15 days of trading into it since it's Friday. Um, we are about 18 trades in though. So the way it's kind of playing out is we're going to either hit 30 days first of trading or we're going to hit 30 trades first, whichever one comes first, and then we're going to wrap it up and see where we're at with the profits and all that good stuff. And then at the end of that segment, I'm going to kind of talk with you guys about how I pretty much disperse my profits and things like that, and show you guys how I'm managing that because a lot of you guys were asking about that. What does a trader do with the money that they make and things like that? But that'll be for another time. Right now, what we're going to do here is recap the trade that I took today. So again, one trade a day. Remember, I'm not risking no more than 10 grand in a trade. Usually trading with 500 shares for whatever trade I'm getting into. And it's going to be stocks that are between 50 cents to up to $20 at the most. Sometimes it might be an exception, but most of the time it's going to be between that amount, unless another opportunity presents itself. And again, not risking no more than 500 shares per trade. Okay. So that's pretty much the rules, aside from all the other things that I, you know, doing as far as my trading strategy and things that I teach you guys in the course on how to build your own trading strategy and what you need to look for and things like that. This is pretty much my rules and regulations for me to execute my trades and be successful. That works for me. Again, this isn't financial advice. This is just for entertainment and educational purposes only, but hopefully you are learning some stuff as we are going through this. So let's talk about today. Today was not a great day. It was overall a great week, as you guys know who've been following along, but today it wasn't a great day. But you guys know me, right? One of my rules, aside from doing this little segment here for you guys, one of my main things is that I don't really trade on Fridays for the most part. Sometimes I slip through the cracks and there's an opportunity there that's like an A plus setup, and I'm just kind of watching the market and I want to go ahead and grab something real quick and make a little bit of change. But for the most part, I don't usually trade on Fridays. Again, I'm doing it during this segment because I'm doing this segment for you guys, and I'm willing to risk me losing some money and having a bad trade just to kind of put the proof in the pudding with you guys to kind of show you that this stuff is real, that we do this every single day for those of us who do trade for a living. Okay. Um, but yeah, overall today wasn't a super bad loss. It was a bad trade nonetheless. One of the rare ones again. So again, so far, if you guys haven't been keeping up, we've had what, maybe two or three bad trades, and then the rest of the 18 trades have been good. So we're like 15 out of 18 right now at this point. Which isn't too bad. I mean, that's a good percentage there. And it was minimal loss of there, and we'll just kind of get into it, okay? But what you're seeing now is just a couple of the charts I was looking at today as I was trading. I really didn't want to trade today, but again, did it for you guys, so no worries. But I post all the results in the Facebook group, so if you're not a part of the Facebook group, guys, make sure you're getting into that and just following along, okay? The proof is in the pudding. I'm putting it there for you every day, all right? If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to comment, email me, message me, whatever you need to do, and I'll answer for you. But the one trade I took here today, guys, was WKEY again. So I know last, what was it, Monday or Tuesday when I took the trade before, we kind of went over that trade for you guys. And again, this is where kind of more experience plays into play with this trade. And I took a loss, but I'm okay with that loss because it was great. I stuck to my plan, and you know, on to the next trade next week. Okay, so of course, I probably could have had better opportunities at other trades with like NVNI with the alerts, or MYZE. If I would have played that, I could have played that one better as well too. But none of the setups I didn't really like. WKEY was kind of the best one I was looking at the time, um, but everything else just wasn't really, you know, on the cusp of me wanting to actually trade. So, but that's no problem. Again, so no worries there. But let's go ahead and get into this bad boy and see what played out with that. So pretty much the way it kind of worked out, I mean, we got in the alerts, it wasn't on the watch list. A few of them were like, NV and again, I dropped the ball on that one. I just didn't really pay it too much attention as I should have, which is fine. But we had a couple other alerts again of the ones that just spiked up and popped down, which I kind of expected. Again, it's Friday, and of course I tell you guys what to look for on Friday trades and things like that, so you kind of know what I'm looking at that point. But let's kind of scroll down to where we got the actual WKEY alert because it wasn't even on the watch list. I just watched it after the halt. This was sort of an impulse trade, really, for me, but mostly with an actual plan in place because I should have let it develop out more and I didn't. Unfortunately, I was trying to quickly like ride the wave and get in and get out kind of thing, but unfortunately the stock turned too soon, and that's kind of just some of the risks you got to take when it comes to trading. Okay, um, which again it happens. So you know what? It's fine. Sometimes you got to take that loss and move on to the next trade. Just admit that you were wrong. That's another reason why it's so hard for traders and people to be trading because, especially us as adults, I don't know why, it just seems to be a natural phenomenon. We hate to admit that we're wrong, not just in life, but even in trades too. And unfortunately, I think there's actually a book about that too. The best traders, guys, are the ones who are the best losers. And to be a loser, you got to be okay to admit when you're wrong. And I was wrong. So let's kind of get into this bad boy here. I got in this trade here at $8.83, and then I took like an 8% loss on it. So let me actually pull it up for you guys here real quick. $8.88. So you can see I was kind of chasing this bad boy to a certain extent. 883 is right here. Boom. All right. And then let's just kind of look at how that played out. Again, nothing happened in pre-market, which I should have kind of known because I don't believe, let me pull it up here. This was just like a pure volume play. There wasn't no kind of news or nothing like that. So with these things is, kind of think about the mindset behind this, guys. If there's no news or like that come out, it might be news coming out about it, but there wasn't none, and kind of knew that at that point. If you're entering and trading and getting into it, the way I got into it, what I'm looking for here, because of the fact that there's no news, it's just a pure volume catalyst. I need to get in and get out on the same side of the moving averages of it. Okay, so I can't really hold this thing for too long because I have no reason to. There's nothing behind it, just pure market manipulation or liquidity grab, and I don't want to stick around for that. You can, but I don't want to. That's just not how I do my trades. So, anyways, the stock got halted up. I waited for a little bit just to see how much volume could come in, orders coming in, buying orders coming in, how high this thing could be pushed up. And of course, it got pushed up pretty good, but unfortunately, I kind of caught it at the top there. I was anticipating that it could run, and also too, kind of based off the fact that Monday we just had another run up with it as well too. As you guys seen, I made a profit with that one in the what day was that? Let's see, this is 15. So it was probably day 10. If you look at the day 10 video and see the profits that I made on that. Another thing, I wasn't gonna when I got into this trade, I wasn't gonna hold it long because it just from experience, it always comes back down, and of course it did. So, anyways, I got in this trade here. My risk to reward, of course, I was gonna be anticipating to drop at least $2. But again, it's not set. That's just something that I pretty much have for my risk to reward. Again, you're gonna know yours and know your level and what your tolerance is by doing the things I told you to do, like in the course and stuff like that. So that's pretty much how that went. I was anticipating to kind of shoot up to maybe like $10, 11, and then look for some support there, but it never happened, unfortunately. The pullback came a little bit quicker than I thought, and so I kind of waited it out, right? And then eventually it started to come down and come down. But again, at this point, I'm still holding because it didn't really break any support level there. Again, I was anticipating it to come down to like the $6. So I figured at this point here, right, this was a good sign that support was there. And I wasn't going to double down. I'm not going to, risk all that. It doesn't make sense to do that. So that's fine. Let's just see if the stock plays out. I'll average in once it starts to go my way because at this point, the stock's not going my way. But it's not something that's happening that I didn't anticipate. Do you understand? Hopefully you guys understand that. All right. So anyways, we got the turn on the moving averages, and of course this was a pretty decent sign. I'm like, okay, it's starting to come back, which is good. But then it just started getting stomped out, and then all that momentum kind of died down at that point. And then it again still didn't have a reason to get out because the support was still there. The support was still there. the support was still there. So I held this bad boy for a really, really long time until eventually we started coming closer to the power hour, and I wasn't really seeing no signs of strength. So I pretty much just took it out at the highest point that I could, and at that point took my loss. Because is it possible that it could have ran, in power hour or in after hours? Absolutely, there's a possibility. But again, look at all the external factors that play into account of that. Was the market rallying? Probably not, because it's Friday. Again, I don't trade Fridays because Fridays usually are sell-offs with options expiring, things like that. Um, what else is there? So sorry, got a message. What else is there to kind of take into account? There was no news, nothing within that whole time frame. Nothing else came out, so there was no momentum there for that. And some of the few other factors that I tell you guys to look at, the statistics on it and things like that, that I'll walk you through. So all those things were kind of against me at that point. So there was no reason to wait for a pop, but there also at that between that point wasn't no reason to stay just in case any of that stuff was to happen, and it didn't happen. So I said, you know what, I'll get as close to it as I can and then cut it and take my losses, and got an 8% loss. Because even then at that point, with it coming back to where it was at, let's say if it did happen to go my way and I wanted to get into the trade again and re-enter it, the possibility of my profit would have been much easier. So, and sometimes that doesn't happen all the time, guys. Sometimes it could just stagnate out and go there. And even then, at that point, you got to cut your loss. So I'm okay with that. I cut my loss. I stuck with the plan. It didn't play out, and lost $300. Happens. It happens. 360 to be exact. It happens, guys. So that was the thought process behind that. Again, that the trading strategy that I was trying to execute here didn't work out. And even if I would have tried any of my other bullish trading strategies, it wouldn't have worked out either, because the market movement just didn't happen the way it was supposed to happen. But again, it's a Friday trade. I'm not surprised. I'm historically, I don't want to say I spoke it into existence, because I did come into the market optimistic, hoping to show you guys that, hey, I can still trade on Fridays too. But as we see here, that's not the case. But I believe the other two uh, bad trades I had were on Friday as well too. Maybe, I don't know. Go back and look at the videos and let me know, guys. If I did, comment it below and let me know, like, hey, Eric, it was a Friday that you messed up and took a loss there. If it's not, then let me know too. But yeah, that's pretty much how that trade played out, guys. So hopefully you see this, and the moral of the story I want you to take from this is being okay with cutting your losses. Okay, tomorrow's another trading day, but you can't live the trade another day if you don't accept the fact that you're wrong. Go read a couple of books about what is the name of that book? Is it called? I don't know what it is. I don't know, but read books that kind of talk about taking your losses and the psychological aspect of it. The thing about trading, guys, especially in the beginning, you're going to take loss after loss after loss after loss after loss after loss after loss until you become profitable. It's just how it works. Okay. But yeah, other than that, guys, we are all set for Monday. It's a college football playoff weekend, so I'm not going to be looking at charts until Sunday. Um, so wait for the watch list to come out. I'll probably put it out right before the market opens Monday. It's Christmas week coming up, so we're going to have a short week in the market. Understand that as well too. And then, so we'll probably, depending on how the market is looking, it might be a little bit slow. But if it isn't, then I'll probably execute more trades than usual. I really wanted to get these next 12 trades we have left done before the new year, just to kind of wrap it up. But if I don't get that, which is going to be, it's going to end up being probably like 2 trades a day, since it's only like 7 trading days left of the year. Um, and if it doesn't happen that way, that's fine. We can roll into January, but I just want to get the 30 days and 30 trades out the way for you guys, so you guys can see how this works out, and just following along and enjoying it. Okay. Um, Probably, let's see, not the last week, because I'll be gone. I'll be in Vegas the end of the year to go hang out. But maybe next week, guys, we'll do some live on a couple of different platforms. So make sure you guys are following me on all the platforms, so you can be updated when I go live with everything. Okay. Other than that, we're rocking and rolling. So just to kind of recap where we're at right now, so far overall, all together here, we're pretty much sitting at profit over this is the third week. So we're 15 days in, 18 trades in. 3 trades were in the red, the other 15 were in the positive. Right now, we have a total profit of $52,137, and that's where we're at. Okay. Um, Phenomenal week. Again, guys, these results aren't typical, but it kind of is for people who've been doing this for a long time, but it's not typical to these results. But especially with NUKK, I mean, we had a bomb trade this week. That thing boosted our account. I would say probably over 50% of the 52 grand that we've profited so far is from that one trade, you know. And you guys were with me riding that wave. I'm glad you were there, and hopefully you enjoyed it and made some money. Had yourself an early Christmas. And if you didn't, I don't know why you're not following us now. Jump into the chats, jump into the alerts. You got it there. I'm giving you the blueprint, guys. I'm not trying to teach you how to trade like me. I'm just trying to teach you how to trade. Like you can develop your own strategy. I tell you what to look for, what you need to do, and then now at that point, it's all on you to practice and execute day in, day out. But you got to want to do it. All right. Take the good with the bad, guys. That's how it is. But yeah, we are rocking and rolling 52 grand in a month so far in 3 weeks. That's some people's salary. And again, I'm not even the best trader that's out there. There's other traders that do way better than me. So imagine if this was just your play money, because for me it basically is. But anyways, so yeah, guys, hope you guys are enjoying this so far, and looking forward to 2025. And I'm gonna go live on last week's other days. So yeah, y'all make sure y'all stay green.